and specifically chapter 15. It is called as Purushottama Yoga. Yogaha. Purushottama Yoga means the yoga of the supreme reality. Supreme reality. Purushottama Yoga. In other words, in the name itself, when you read Purushottama Yoga, the supreme reality, what you have to immediately think, oh, this is going to, in Trinidad language, bust my brains a little bit. It means I have to apply some akal, you know. Akal is Urdu for you have to open up all the locks closed for centuries and centuries. So until verse number 15, the Lord had spoken about His glories, His greatness, and how He pervades all things. He's there in all things. That pervasiveness of God is to be explained now philosophically. The Lord is the reality that pervades all things in the universe, and now He's going to talk about the reality directly. Previously He was talking about He's the reality in the sun, He's the reality in the moon, He's the reality in the food, He's the reality in the stomach, who is digesting the food, and all that kind of thing. So His manifestations. How exactly does He manifest? By what power? That we'll see now. He tells first what His manifestations are, and then how He manifests also He'll tell after. See down, this is verse number 16. Dvavimau purushau loke Ksharascha evacha Ksharas sarvani bhutani Kutasto kshara uchyate Kutasto kshara uchyate Other than God, other than Bhagwan, what thing is there? Nothing. But that Bhagwan manifests in this world as two things, and hence Bhagwan is still there. Even though he is manifested as two things. That is like, I'll give you a simple example. People feel, when Bhagwan Vishnu came here as Ram, when he took avatar as Ram, right? People feel that, oh, now Vaikunt, where Bhagwan Vishnu stays, that has become empty. Because now Bhagwan is here as Ram. But that is not so. Please don't think all such wrong things. But Bhagwan, after all, is Bhagwan only. It means to say, he could very, very well be there and be here at the same time. It's not that when he takes avatar as Ram, he becomes, that seat becomes vacant, Maybe while he's absent from Vaikunt, somebody could go and take that seat. In the very same way, the absolute reality has an inherent power called as Maya. And that through that Maya, this world is manifest. Whichever you are seeing in front of you, this manifested world is because of Maya only. Now I'll give you some examples just now to tell you all about this manifestation and all, right? But first understand what the verse is saying. It says, now in this world, there are two Purushas, two persons, two beings. Dvavimau Purushau Loke. In this world, there are two. Imau Purushau, Dva Purushau, Taha. There are two beings. One is, see, Kshara Sarvani Bhutani. Ksharahacha and Aksharahacha. One is called as Kshara. Kshara means all those things which are changing. So this is all together, all the things which you see in the world which are changing, they all amount to one Purusha, one person. So which things are changing? Well, everything in the world is changing. So you put all the visible things and invisible things also which are changing. Because the air is changing also. Invisible but changing all the time. Therefore now we have sweet scented air. And after a little while, foul scented air. Or whatever. Different type of air. Then the combination also. You have sometimes fresh air. Then what you have? Stale air. Or you have sometimes the polluted air and clean air. So the air itself goes on changing. So all things in the universe which you see, which you perceive, which we experience, they're all changing. They all amount to one Purusha. It's called a Kshara Purusha. Kshara means anything which is changing, anything which is waning, anything which is getting less and less. Kshara. Dying away. There's one more thing about this world. Everything is dying. Tell what is not dying. Huh? Even if you try to tell what is not dying, in that process you die also. Everything in the universe is dying. That is another truth about this universe. Therefore in 12th chapter, Bhagavan Shri Krishna calls this samsara in which we are living, this world in which we are living, he calls it a mrityu samsara. Mrityu samsara means the samsara characterized by death. Because death surrounds us. Everywhere it is death. See, if you ask a simple question, are you living or dying? Are you living or dying? Well, about living, that we're not so sure. But about dying, see, we're not so sure whether we are living because have you heard people say, hey, look, go and get a life. You never hear people saying that? Go and get a life. That means what? You're not living? You have to go and get a life. Or some people say, what is the matter with you? You're vegetating or what? But about dying, all of us are sure. So Mrityu Samsara, he calls this world. So everything, Kshara Samsara. Kshara Samsara. Samsara which is dying away all the time. Waning. Then the second person in this world is called as Akshara. Akshara means that which is not dying. And there is only one thing which is not dying in the world, beside Bhagavan. That is called as Maya. The Maya never dies. And what is this Maya now? I will tell you. Please see, we hear this word all the time. Maya word. I want to just give you a nice example today so that you will remember what this Maya is. First statement I will make about this Maya is Maya is the Shakti or the inherent power of God. That you will remember? God has, like for example, in this hand there is Shakti, there is power, no? By which I can lift things. But the power is inseparable from the hand. I mean, I cannot take out the power and put it in a bottle. So tomorrow, when I come to satsang, well, not tomorrow. Tomorrow when I go to satsang, I put all my Shakti in this bag and I take it with me. And when I go there, I take it out from the bag and put it back in my hand. Is it possible? The power, the Shakti, is part and parcel of the hand itself, person of the being, and you cannot really remove it. Inseparable it is. So in the very same way, the reality, God, has an inherent, innate power. That is called as Maya Shakti. Maya Shakti. Inherent power of the Lord. Cannot be separated from the Lord. And just as the Lord is eternal, just as the Lord is infinite, so this power also, eternal and infinite. Now I'll tell you, it is through that power that the Lord makes all of these things in the world. Now one more thing. People say, in the beginning here itself, people say, aha, now you Swamis who study Vedanta and Upanishad, the Gita and all that kind of thing, right? You've gone saying that Bhagwan is non-dual. Or the universe is non-dual because you speak Advaita Vedanta. Advaita Vedanta means there's only one thing in the universe. Just now you told that there's Bhagwan and his Maya. That will be the question that people will immediately bring up. What? We talk about Advaita Vedanta. There is only one thing in the universe. There is no second thing. But in the same breath now you say there is Bhagwan and there is his infinite Maya Shakti. And both are eternal. So how come you are saying? Now let me give you an example and we'll try to resolve this question, because it's an age-old question. Is Brahman dual or non-dual? Age-old question. See here. Water, you know, na? All those who have gone to at least secondary school, they would have told you that water is H2O. One teacher asked the boy in class, what is the formula for water? He said HIJKLMNO. So the teacher said, what? All that? He said, yes, you only said it's H2O. HIJKLMNO. H2, 2, it means number 2. Like that. I only said water and water came. Now I don't think you'll be able to help me. You here? Are you hearing? Govinda Madhava Gopala Keshava Govinda Madhava Gopala Keshava Govinda Madhava Gopala Keshava श्याम जय जय राधे गोपाला घन श्याम 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 जय जय राधे गोपाला मुकुंद नंद गोविंद राधे गोपाला नंद मुकुंद नंद Madhava Gopala Keshava Gopala Keshava Gopala Keshava Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Okay, now I was giving you the example of water, and the moment I said H2O, the H2O came. But that is all right. Now listen to the example, a very, very important thing. You have water that is liquid. You have water that is ice, and you have water that is steam, right? H2O can be, it look like in the back there coming in steam. So you have water that is liquid, ice if it freezes over, and if it boils over it becomes steam, right? Same water. Now, it means that the water has, you have to pay attention, the example is very subtle one. Please pay attention to this. If you really want to understand God and his relationship with Maya and how God is non-dual and all this, you must, because Maya word you hear all the time. But how exactly is this Maya? That is very difficult to understand. So I'm just trying to make a simple example now. See here. Inherent in this water, in H2O, inherent in H2O is a possibility, three possibilities inherent in H2O. Three possibilities inherent in the thing. So one possibility is steam. One possibility is liquid. And one possibility is ice. Inherent in the H2O. Now, one more thing. When you put H2O under a microscope, you put water under a microscope and you look. What you see, what the scientists tell us, there are only 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. That is all you see under a microscope. Under a microscope, can you see 3 possibilities inherent in that H2O? Microscope shows that. Your eyes can see that. Your mind can see it. No. All you see under that microscope, see, if you had not studied it some more, you would not have known the same thing that is steam is the same thing that is liquid is the same thing that is ice, right? You can't see possibilities. Possibilities are not to be seen. When you look under there, you see one non-dual stuff. That thing is called as H2O. And you don't see inherent possibilities. Now, you come to God, who is called as Brahman, Parameshwara, Paramatma, reality, absolute, all names we call God, right? You have here H2O and its 3 inherent possibilities. On the other hand, you have here God, Parameshwar, Paramatma, Brahman. And the Brahman has, the only difference between this and water is the Brahman has infinite number of possibilities. Now water, which has these 3 possibilities, can be liquid, solid or gas. Brahman, which has infinite number of possibilities, can be what? Infinite number of anything. Isn't it? pure water only has 3 possibilities. Unlike that, all the other limited things in the world only have certain number of possibilities. But Brahman, being infinite, containing inherently within him, innate to Brahman, are infinite number of possibilities. You take all that infinite number of possibilities in Brahman, that thing is called his Maya, his inherent power. Just like the Maya of water will be solid, liquid and gas. The Maya of H2O will be solid, liquid and gas. But that Maya is limited. Water can only appear as solid, can appear as liquid, or it can appear as gas. Brahman can appear as, you name it, even if you cannot name it. Brahman can appear as that. So it is Brahman who is appearing as this. But when you look into Brahman now, just like when you look into water, you don't see possibilities. You can't. Possibilities are not visible. Think. In the very same, when you look into Brahman, all you see is pure existence. You don't see any of the infinite number of possibilities. That is how, when Brahman is seen from the point of view of Brahman, there is only one thing. When you look into water, you see only one thing. One H2O. You don't see solid, liquid or gas. Though it is their inherent things. So the inherent things are not counted as things. For example, if the inherent thing, which we are calling here as solid, liquid or gas, if that inherent thing was a real thing, then when we remove the H2O, that real thing should have remained. But when you remove the H2O, that inherent thing, which is solid, liquid and gas, solidity, liquidity and gaseousness, they should remain. It means they have no independent existence of their own from water. They need something to exist in. So we say, while they appear, this is a very peculiar state of Brahman, you know. While all of these possibilities are inherent in Brahman and they appear in Brahman, they really have no reality. That is why the definition of Maya is Yama Sa Maya. That which is not is Maya. That is the definition. But that which is not, because when you look, you tell any scientist, look under the microscope at this water. Do you see any possibilities inherent? The scientist will say no. What do you see? I see H2O. So that which is not is there also. Means the thing is there and not there at the same time. And that you experience in your life every day. Maya is there and not there at the same time. You experience that in your life every day and you just haven't thought about it. When you see a snake on a rope, it is there or not there? But it's there and not there at the same time. The snake on the rope is there and not there at the same time. And that is true for everything in this universe. It is true for everything in this universe. Things are there and not there at the same time. That power, how? You say what? How? It means to say the pairs of opposites have smitten everything in the universe. Everything in the universe participate in these pairs of opposites. So, when scientists look at this body, this human body, right? What they tell? They tell that this body is 99.999% space. And then you feel, well, that scientist must have more space in his head. The scientist has one word, you know. But the Upanishads have the last word. The Upanishads tell, yeah, it is there and not there at the same time. The scientist will tell, Well, it is mostly space. Like this thing is mostly space, but yet we see a solid thing there. If something is 99.99% space, how come you're seeing no space? Even science is telling no. That is one of the mysteries of the world. And the scientists are going on looking for a God particle right now. Spending all your billions of dollars going and looking for a God particle. Contradiction in terms. God particle. But it's a good pastime to spend your money. Look for the God particle. How else will you spend the money? So anyway, this inherent number, infinite number of possibilities in Brahman, that is called as his Maya power. And because inherently he has countless infinite number of possibilities, we have countless infinite number of universes and things in the universe also. And there is no end. Huh? And then the question which I brought up in the beginning was, how come then we are saying that there's only one thing when there is Brahman and there is possibilities? We say the possibilities are not real things. Because if you look for them, you don't find them. They're illusory. That's why Maya is called as illusion also now. When you look for it, it means when you look for the snake, where it gone? When you're walking down the road and there's a rope and you see a snake, and if you inquire, where is the snake? Then what happens? Then only rope remains. If you look well in Brahman, if you look well in the reality for Maya, you see no Maya. You only see Brahman. If you look well in the water for possibilities, what do you see? Only H2O. So Yama Sa Maya. That Maya, which is there and not there at the same time. And don't think that, please don't ever think that such opposites are not possible at the same time. We are brought up thinking that opposites are exclusive. We are brought up thinking like that, but that is not true. Because we are living in a relative world, opposites are not exclusive. You could go north and south at the same time. I keep telling that example, You can travel north and south at the same time. You're standing on a train that is traveling north and you're walking towards the back of the train. The train is traveling north and you're walking towards the back of the train while you're inside the train. Which direction are you going? You're going north and south at the same time. See, look, I'll show you. I am tall or short? So I could be tall and short at the same time. Correct or not? 100 degrees Celsius. 100 degrees Celsius is hot or cold? See, 100 degrees Celsius compared to ice is so hot, isn't it? Ice is 0 degrees Celsius. 100 degrees Celsius is boiling water. So boiling water compared to ice is so hot, right? You take that 100 degrees Celsius and you put him in front of the furnace that is melting iron in his pot. It's melting iron in the steel mill, right? Few thousand degrees well. So you put it 100 degrees in front of few thousand degrees. Now he's hot or cold? That furnace will say, water which is boiling. The furnace will tell the water which is boiling. The furnace is 2,000-3,000 degrees Celsius. It will tell this water, hey, what happened to you? Why? You don't have any winter clothes? So this 100 degrees Celsius is hot or cold? Hot and cold are the same. This is true for everything in the universe. One professor came into the classroom and he drew a line on the board. 1.5 foot long. He told the student, make this line shorter without erasing any part of the line. Make this line shorter. The student thought, Professor, look, we know you're absent-minded, but we do not know you're crazy also. 1.5 foot long, make it shorter without erasing any part of the line? How you'll do that? Professor said, you see, You all think that I'm crazy and absent-minded and all that, but you don't know it. He took the chalk and above that line he drew a longer line. He drew a longer line. Now this line became shorter or not? This line is shorter or not? Shorter. Now if under the line he drew a shorter line, 1 foot, that line is longer or not? So that line is shorter or longer? The line is shorter and longer at the same time. Everything in the universe is like this. You may not have stretched the outer margins of your intellect to really incorporate and fathom all these things about this universe, and the society you are living in, the education system you grew up in, the tradition you grew up, means culture you grew up, especially this culture, and all that, they are hell bent on restricting the parameters of your intellect, and you're supposed to narrow it and narrow it and narrow it, and only eat what they tell you to eat, and wear what they tell you to wear, and think what they tell you to think, and everything on the media and the whole education system, society, everything is geared towards restricting the parameters of your intellect more and more and more and more. And when you're finished, your intellect can fit inside a pea, a grain of dal. But please see how the rishis took the time to expand and expand and expand this intellect. And so, through the intellect, I can embrace the entire universe. And what a most wonderful blessing Bhagavan has given this intellect. And we leave it in ruins. We leave it in disrepair. We leave it sitting there in neglect. So, this reality has this inherent power called as Maya. This inherent power has infinite number of possibilities. And because the Maya itself is there and not there at the same time, when we see the Maya of the Lord with the Lord, we say that the Lord is dual. That is how you have all the dualistic traditions. And when you look well for the Maya, you do not see it. It's like when you look well for the snake, you do not see it. When you look well into water, you don't see any possibility. That time, we say, Bhagavan is non-dual, Advaita Brahman, the absolute reality. One without a second, there is nothing else. The thing which appears, though not there, in Sanskrit, that has a special technical terminology. It is called as mithya. What is the word? Mithya. That thing which, though it is appearing there, see, like when you see the snake, man, you ball and run or not? Well, I don't know about you, but when I saw it, I ball and I ran. Something which is not there also is making you ball and run. That thing is called as mithya, because when you look now, it is not there. Though it made you ball and run. So now, that inherent power, we said, is called as Maya. That is the second person. And the Maya is responsible for this, all this world. This is the first person. The whole changing world. But then in the next verse, he says, beyond these two, beyond the first person and second person, means this changing world and Maya, there is a third person. Now see that. No wonder in English we have first person, second person and third person. In languages. Uttama Purushastvanyah
Uttama Purushastvanyah
Paramatmetyudahritah
Paramatmetyudahritah
Yo lokatrayamavishya
Yo lokatrayamavishya
Vibhartyavyaya Ishwarah
Vibhartyavyaya Ishwarah
Vibhartyavyaya Ishwarah
Vibhartyavyaya Ishwarah
Uttama Purushastu Anyaha. Uttamaha Purushaha tu Anyaha. But the supreme personality, supreme being, supreme person is different from this first person and second person. It means this changing world, and from Maya. The supreme person, it is Paramatma iti udahritaha. It is called as Paramatma. by Upanishads, by the scriptures. Paramatma. Yolokatrema Vishya, having entered these three worlds. Which three worlds? Bhurhua Swa. Having entered the three worlds, Vibharti Avyayaha Ishwaraha. That Ishwaraha, that Paramatma, having entered these three worlds, Vibharti, supports, Dharayate, whole, supports these three worlds. Vibharti means Dharayate. Shankaracharya in his commentary gives a most wonderful explanation of this. So how does Bhagwan support this world? Now see. How does the clay support the pot? Pot is a shape, right? And size and height and name and all that. How the clay supports it? Not like how this pillar is supporting this house. Yeah? The house on top and the pillars below. When we say the Lord supports the world, we don't mean to say that this whole earth is resting on the Lord's head. That is Nani philosophy. Nani and all used to tell stories like that. Some Mahatma was telling, the Lord supports the world. Like Shankaracharya himself is telling. It tells in the commentary, in his commentary, he says that the Lord supports the world by being the world, by being what He is. Swabhava Rupena, Swabhava Matrena. By His own, whatever He is, He supports. So the clay supports the pot just by being the pot. Not like He supports from underneath. So like this, somebody was explaining, Bhagwan supports this world by being this world. Hey Nani from the audience. No. You don't know that this earth is resting on the back of an elephant? So then the Mahatma said, so what the elephant is resting on? On a turtle. Okay, so what is that turtle resting on? She said, on another turtle. So what is that other turtle resting on? She said, you don't know, his turtle is all the way down. No, that is not how the world is supported. The world is supported just like how the clay supports the pot by being the pot. So Bhagwan supports this world by being this world. How does H2O support ice? The shape, let's say you have a cube of ice. How does H2O support the ice? By being the ice. And please remember the second thing there, which is cubeness. Let's say a cube is 1 foot square. Right? 1 foot cube, not 1 foot square. 1 foot cube, 1 cubic foot of ice. Right? So you have dimensions, means size, you have texture. It's hard, right? This thing. It's shiny, slippery. Because when you fall on ice, you slip like anything. Right? Heavy. How many characteristics you go on counting? Then name. His name is Mr. Cube. And shape. Shape is cube shape. Right? Name, shape, texture, size, dimensions. So many things you can go on counting. Now, from that, if you only remove H2O, you only take out H2O, all the molecules one by one, and you put them one side. Any of this name and shape and size and texture and anything remains? Those things we say, they're all appearances. Those things are part of the Maya of water. They're part of the Maya of the bigger Maya, but all things have their own little bit of Maya only. In the very same way, from this universe, if you remove Bhagwan, remove the Lord from this universe, nothing in the universe remains. Because if you remove the H2O from that water, from that ice, nothing remains. In the very same way. So how many things are there in the universe? See, in the 1 foot cube of ice, how many things were there? Well, from one point of view, there are many things like name and shape and size and all of that thing, right? Or from another point of view, when I remove only H2O, I realize none of the other things were there. Because they should have remained. So also exactly like this with this universe. We remove God, there is no universe. So from that point of view, there is one thing. From the ordinary point of view, means that is why it is said in this second chapter of Bhagavad Gita that we are asleep to this reality because we are awake to this Maya, Prapancha. Prapancha means this manifestation of Maya with all its colors and names and shapes and forms. We are awake to this and to the reality which is right below it. See, I am awake to Mr. Cube and I am asleep to H2O. I am seeing this cube of ice. Immediately I start thinking snow cone. I forget H2. Oh, I start thinking snow cone. Where I'll get syrup. Syrup. You see? What about some condensed milk? Ah, yeah. So the H2O is the only reality there really. The other things are superimpositions. Superimpositions are not real things. So this universe, the only real thing is Brahman. Every other thing in the universe is superimposition. And the person gets taken up with the superimposition and not with the real thing. And that is the folly of human existence. The folly of human existence is that we get taken up with the superficial superimposition and we forget the reality which is underlying everything. And that is quite tantamount to you go and you take a movie for real and you cry. I'll tell you what you do. You take the movie for real and you cry. Right? And you cry. Oh, Gabbar Singh killed Amitabh Bachchan. And you get so angry because this Gabbar Singh killed him. So the next time when you see Gabbar Singh walking in the streets of Mumbai, you kill him back. Because you took the thing to be real. You took the whole thing to be real. And so you're acting on that thing. Do you know people really do that? People really do that. You know in this Ramayana of what do you call our Ramanand Sagar. Ramanand Sagar ji made this Ramayana, was so popular. You know that Ram, who was acting that role of Ram. What a tremendous role he acted, that actor. He went to some village somewhere and they saw him smoking. This actor. After this was over, they gave him a good thrashing. This fellow also so stupid to go in a village and do this thing. Anyway, so you see how people take whatever you see on the screen and I'll take it to be real. So in the very same way, we take this world to be real, and the world is only appearances on the reality, and the reality we miss. Now, some people don't start doing otherwise. You say, you go to work tomorrow and your boss tell you, okay, now you prepare this proposal, I have to submit it to the ministry. You say, what ministry? What proposal? All that is superimposition on the reality. They are all superimposition on the reality. Even you are a superimposition. You tell the boss. If you can hold yourself to be a superimposition first, truly, then you can say that. But if you have not held your, because just now the boss was telling you, do it, and you don't want to do it, so you come up with this argument that the whole thing is a super imposition. So when the boss told you to do it, you should do it and see that the doing is also a super imposition. Oh, how suddenly you came up with an argument? It means you are not seeing yourself also as a super imposition. You want to hold every other thing as super imposition, but not yourself. That is called hypocrisy. Mithyachara se uchyate. Bhagavan calls. So you should do it, and that also is a superimposition. The doing is also a Superimposition. Don't make convenient arguments and start telling stupid things. And they will take you to sentence. On bus, load of people were going like this, with a psychiatrist. So the psychiatrist stopped the bus on a highway restaurant, and he went inside the restaurant and he told all the manager and everybody, I have a busload of people outside. We are trying to rehabilitate them. They came from St. Anne's. So we took them on a field trip, and now we are going back and we want to have some food, and we're trying to rehabilitate these people. So all these passengers in the bus, they will insist, he's telling the manager, they will insist on paying you with bottle caps. Bottle caps, Crown cork. Bottle caps. So you please accept the bottle caps, the doctor is telling. Please accept the bottle caps, and when it is all collected in the end and all, I will square off the bill, don't worry about it. So the manager said, okay, we'll also assist in this noble venture. So all the bus passengers came into the restaurant, ate and everything, and they paid with bottle caps. The manager collected all the bottle caps. When the whole thing was over, the psychiatrist doctor came and he asked the manager, so did you collect all the bottle caps? He said, yes, I collected. Here they are. He showed him this whole heap of bottle caps. Oh, wow. The doctor put his hand inside his jacket and pulled out. He said, you have change for a hubcap? It means all of them from a side. Now see, if you're going to tell the boss and everybody, no, the whole thing is a superimposition, it is not real, it's an illusion, like the snake on the rope. You have to also include you can't hold yourself apart. Every other thing is an illusion, but not you. So this Supreme Purusha, Uttama Purusha it is called, Paramatma, Ishvaraha, having entered all things. Having entered means not having entered in any, like I make the pot and then I enter. The clay doesn't make the pot, and the clay is here and the pot is there, and then the clay enters. Yoloka trayam avishya. Avishya doesn't mean enter like this. You make the pot there and then the clay enters. Not that kind of enter. It means it fashions itself into a pot. So the Bhagavan has fashioned himself into this universe. Not that he made the universe and then enter. You see, because the human mind is so poor in its thinking, we go on thinking all these little children theories. Bhagavan was there somewhere. Then he was a little lonely or something. And he said, where is this? I am alone here. I am all alone. What is this? I need somebody to play with. Then he made this thing and made that thing, and then he breathed life into them. This is all because this is what children understand. So these are the stories that are told. There's no need for any such chronological evolution. This is the way the Lord is, and this is where the universe is. Bibharti avyaya Ishvaraha. He sustains, this eternal Lord sustains all things. Like that. Yasmati. Yasma ksharamati toham.
Yasma ksharamati toham.
Aksharaadapi chottamaha.
Aksharaadapi chottamaha.
Atosmi loke vedecha.
Atosmi loke vedecha.
Pratita Purushottamaha.
Pratita Purushottamaha.
Pratita Purushottamaha.
Pratita Purushottamaha.
Loke Vedecha. In the world and in the Vedas also, I am said to be Purushottamaha. Bhagavan is saying, I am called as Purushottamaha Asmi. I am the supreme reality. In the Vedas and in the world, I am known as the supreme reality. Why? Yasmat ksharam atitaha aham aksharadapi cha uttamaha. Means because I am beyond this phenomenal world and beyond Maya also. Both of which are just appearances. I am beyond this phenomenal world and beyond Maya. And since I am beyond both of them, since I transcend both of them, I am the transcendental reality. This is how people come up with all sorts of terminologies and translations and all that. I am the transcendental reality. The rope is the transcendental reality beyond the snake. So in the very same way as the rope, as beyond that snake, there is something which is real and which persists after the snake has disappeared. So also there is a reality which persists after this universe has disappeared, and from which this universe has sprung also. And had there been no rope there, no snake would have come. Snake has sprung from the rope only, and the snake is always same size as the rope. Please pay attention to that. You don't have a rope that is this big, a rope that is 6 inches in diameter, and the snake is like my little finger. And the snake is also the same length as the rope. So the universe was what size then? If Brahman is infinite, what is the size of the universe? Infinite. Don't think all such little children's theories. If I go far and far and far, as children I used to think that, As a child I used to think, if I go, see, way over there, I will come to the end of the sky. There's no end of any sky or anything. Infinite. And just as space is infinite, time is also infinite. I am the reality on which this whole phenomenal universe appears, on which this whole phenomenal universe and Maya both appear as superimpositions, as passing ephemeral things. Because I am supreme, ataha, therefore, asmi loke vedecha pratita purushottamaha. I am called as a supreme person in the world and in the Vedas. In the next verse it says, whoever knows me like this, whatever we've been talking about just now, that person is the one who really knows. So Sarvavit. Sarvavit means he knows everything, because he knows the reality on which everything is based. That is the idea, Yo mamevam sammudha janati purushottamam sasarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata sarvabhavena bharata. This is a very wonderful technical term that you see in the Upanishads, in the Vedas, and everywhere in the scriptures you see. Wherever you have Hindu philosophy expressed, it's called as Sarvavid. Sarvavid. Sarvavit, they are one and same. Sarvavit means one who knows everything. Now you see, it is not possible to know everything like that in the universe, isn't it? Can you go into a university, right? And in every department, learn everything? But let me tell you something. Even if you go in one department, you cannot learn everything. What to talk about? Every department. Is in one department, like for example, in biology. You learn everything in biology? Physically impossible. No matter what type of super brain you have, and what type of super computer we make also. Because after all, a human being will be making it. And when as soon as you think you have known everything, then you will find out that so many things you missed. Because the more we know, the more we come to know how much we do not know. That is the nature of the world. One little child told the father, I am not going back to school. The father said, why? He said, because I am only wasting time there. Little fella, now join school. I am only wasting time there. The father said, what do you mean you are wasting time? He said, look here, I cannot read and I cannot write. And then they will not let me talk also. So I am only wasting time. Yes. After we have studied all the things in the universe, all the things, looking for something outside, we realize that we are only wasting time. The reality is not to be found outside. The reality is to be found inside first. First. Then we'll be able to understand how this reality manifests as all the things outside. And even if we're looking for the reality outside, we don't look for it outside per se. We look for it on the inside, everything on the outside. You got that? You look for the if you're looking outside, look for the reality on the inside of everything on the outside. You're looking on the outside, but in the wrong place outside. You have to look for it on the inside of everything. Hriddeshe Arjuna tishtati. In the heart. Here also he told, na? That I am there in the heart. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishta. In the heart of all things. So if you're looking for it on the outside, look at in the heart of all things. At the root of all things. Just don't look superficially. Like that. So, yo mam eva asammudha. That person who has become asammudha. Sammudha means totally deluded. Eh? Sammudha. Look, let me tell you how wonderful this word. Mudha means totally deluded. Mudha. Totally deluded and confuffled and confounded and confused and mixed up, and any such word you could think about in English, that is mudha. That is said. Then sammudha, samyak mudha means he has a PhD in mudhatva. Sammudha. But one who is asammudha means totally the opposite. One who has given up all of these delusions, who has relinquished all of these, who's tided over all of these delusions. That person, Janati Purushottama, he knows the supreme Purushottama reality which we are talking about, which is beyond this phenomenal world and beyond Maya as well. He knows that supreme personality, which is called as Purushottama. Purushottama. Sasarvavit. That person is called as Sarvavit. This is the word which I was going to tell you. This word is called, that person is called as Sarvavit, one who knows everything. And that is the only knowing of everything that is possible. One who comes to know God in the phenomenal world, because the things are fleeting, you cannot know it. That's another reason why you cannot know everything. You know what? See, suppose, I'll give you a simple example. One little boy was telling his father, Dad, I just read in a book that in some parts of the world, people get married to each other without ever having seen or known each other. They don't even know each other and they got married. You know, like they have arranged marriages and all that. They don't even know each other and they got married. That father said, son, that happens right here also. That happens in the world in which we are living also, in the place where we are living. And not only that, after 40 years of living with the person, you still don't know the person. Huh? Why? Because the person is like this today and like that tomorrow. Everything in the world is changing. See, that is why you see any theory, hypothesis that science comes up with and they think that they have known in 10 years, it's shifting. The ground is shifting all the time. You could never know. Yeah. It happens in all the disciplines. See, I remember when we were in school studying physics, they used to say light travels in a straight line. That was the established teaching. Light travels in a straight line. And there was nothing faster than light. Those two things. Light is the fastest thing. Now both gone. Light bends. If you have a good enough flashlight and you flash it like that, far out in the universe, It will come back and hit you in the back. It bends. That is now in modern scientific theory. So what we think we know, we also do not know. That points in one direction only. It is not possible to know anything with finality in this universe. With finality, you could never know anything. Could never know a thing. But this reality, a person who merges with the reality, becomes one with the reality, discovers the reality, becomes enlightened, that person knows the one thing behind all of this phenomenal fleeting universe. That person is called a sarvavit. He who knows everything. Means that is the only thing to be known, for sure, for real. There is nothing else. That person also, bhajati mam, sarva bhavena, O Bharata, O Arjuna. That person worships me with his full personality. It means number of things. One is, real full devotion can only come when we know Bhagwan. Totally like Bharat. Total devotion. Second meaning of this, sarva bhavena bhajati mam. Meaning to say, his full personality has now become me, devoted to me, there is nothing else. Devoted here doesn't have to mean like a devotee. Devoted here means, like for example, I devoted $1 million to the temple. That means I gave $1 million to the temple. Devoted means like that also. So the person becomes devoted to means I gave myself to God, means I merged in God. That second meaning of devoted. With full personality I gave. There is nothing remaining. I am not remaining. Like Kabir Daji says in a nice doha. जब मैं था तब हरि नहीं, अब हरि है मैं नाही. जब मैं था जब मैं था तब हरि नहीं, अब हरि है मैं नाही. हरि है मैं नाही. प्रेम की गली अति सांकरी, तामे दो न समाए कबीरा, तामे दो न समाए कबीरा, तामे दो न समाए. जब मैं था हरि नहीं, अब हरि है मैं नाही. जब मैं था तब हरि नहीं, अब हरि है मैं नाही. प्रेम की गली अति सांकरी, तामे दो न समाए कबीरा, तामे दो न समाए कबीरा, तामे दो न समाए. Sarva bhavena Bharata. Oh Bharata, that person who gives himself totally to God. Kabirdaji writes in this doha, he says, Jab main tha, tab hari nahi. When I was there was no hari. Because I am retaining my own individuality and my own little ego. And where is there place for hari in that? It's me, may, rumor, torte. Maya is Maya only. Me and mine, you and. As long as I was there was no God. Ab hari hai main nahi. No, there is only God and I have disappeared. Means sarva bhavena, I have given my total self to God. I have relinquished my individuality. I have merged in God. He said, this is the path of devotion. This is the path of spirituality. Tame do na samai. There is no place for two. Either you are there, your individual little self, or God is there, but not. Again, I was telling you, see, please remember, I told yesterday, in this part of spirituality, there is no place for any middle position. It cannot be you and God. In the Doha also, I cannot be there and God there. If I am there, then I am only holding on to my little individual ego, and I am feeling so great, so wonderful. I feel I am a big boy. The ego is retaining it and wants to enjoy this, wants to enjoy that, running away from this, running towards that. This is what the ego is doing all the time. Little ego. retaining its individuality. So that will always be that little ego. Where is there God in that? Means for him there is no God. God really manifests fully when I give up this ego. Give up the individual ego. So it's one extreme you have to, on one side. Middle two cannot be there. Tame do na samai. Two is not possible. So what? Either you retain your little ego and suffer in mrityu samsara, or give up the little ego and merge with God. This is what is sarva bhavina, total personality. I give up to God. Huh? This secret, Bhagavan says, iti guhyatamam shastram.
Iti guhyatamam shastram.
Shastram. Iti guhyatamam shastram.
Iti guhyatamam shastram.
Idamuktam maya nagha.
Idamuktam maya nagha.
Etad buddhva buddhiman sya.
Etad buddhva buddhiman sya.
Kritakrityasya bharata.
Kritakrityasya bharata.
Kritakrityasya bharata.
Kritakrityasya bharata.
I'm hearing some wispies. Very sibilance should be there. Or wispies or wisps. That is English there for you. You never know. Alright. Iti guhyatamam shastra. This supreme shastra, supreme secret of a shastra, guhyatamam shastram, idam uktam mayanaka. Oh, sinless Arjuna, has been said by me to you, has been uttered by me to you. This is supreme secret. This shastra is supreme secret. Guhyatamam. And it has been uttered by me to you. Etad buddha. Having known this, anybody who has come to know this, etad buddha buddhiman syat. He becomes buddhiman. Whatever has been taught in this 15th chapter, if we come to know it, we become buddhiman. Buddhiman means one with intellect. If he doesn't know it, no intellect. Walking around in the world like an owl in the daytime. Means we have to know this. Whatever is given in this 15th chapter, whatever the ideas have been, promulgated in the last few days through the Gita, those ideas again have to be pondered on, reflected on, ruminated on, contemplated on, again and again and again. And when the person has come to know what is the Lord is speaking about here, he is then called as Buddhiman. Buddhiman means one who possesses a buddhi. Suppose you have $1 million in the bank and nobody ever told you and you yourself don't know. Do you have any money in the bank? That is as good as having none. If this intellect has not been used for this thing, to know this reality which God is talking about, that intellect and none is same. That person who has come to know it, who is Buddhiman, who has come to know this reality which is being spoken about, is Kritakritya. This Kritakritya word is a technical word in Sanskrit. It means that person has achieved, completed all that is required to be completed in this life. That is the meaning. Kritakritya means one who has completed everything that is required to be completed in this life, which means moksha. He calls it Kritakritya. When Hanumanji gets darshan of Sita Maya, he says, Ma, ab Kritakritya bhayaun. Ab Kritakritya bhayaun, my mata. In Sundarkand. He had gotten darshan of Ram and he didn't say. When he gets darshan of Sita Maya, he says, Kritakritya bhayaun, my mata. Now I have achieved whatever was to be achieved in this lifetime. Bas. Finish. So the one who has come to know the reality which Lord is describing as Purushottama, that person has become Kritakritya. Until that, Akritakritya. Akritakritya. That is all of us. Om Tat Saditi Shrimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Purushottama Yogo Nama Panchadashodhyayaha. Thus ends the 15th chapter, which is also like an Upanishad, which forms a dialogue between Bhagavan Shri Krishna and Arjuna, and which is having as its theme Brahma Vidya, knowledge of the supreme reality. And every chapter in this Gita is like an Upanishad. Okay.